I'd like to welcome and invite you to the Solid Blend Water Management Summit. It is on March 23rd, 2023. This year we're hosting it at Grainworks Brewery in Westchester Township, and it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We look forward to seeing you there. There should be several things for most of the audience to take away at the summit. We've got a pretty good group of well-rounded speakers, so they should be able to learn in detail how to write a water management plan, how to implement a water management plan, pros and cons of reacting to water management issues versus proactively managing them. They'll also learn a lot about water treatment for the HVAC equipment that's in their facilities, why it's critical to treat those water systems, and some of the things that can happen if you don't and you neglect them. Yeah. Yeah, we really encourage facility managers and facility directors of hospital systems. We would really encourage the infection prevention team in a hospital system. Anybody who has a susceptible population, so if you have an assisted living facility that you maintain, hospitals are a big one. And then we've seen a lot of activity with K through 12 schools, which would also be that facilities type department. So really, we're looking at facilities folks, we're looking at clinical folks in the infection prevention arena. Our company views water management as an overarching topic, for example, and then water safety and water treatment fall underneath the water management because it's comprehensive. So the water treatment side is going to be your HVAC equipment, your cooling towers, your steam boilers, your chilled loops and heating loops. That's what keeps the building warm, cold. In a hospital, the steam is used for sterilizing surgical equipment, so it's very critical equipment. It maintains humidification in your surgical suites. And then the cooling system maintains temperature in your surgical suites. And there are standards that those rooms have to be maintained at in order for them to be able to operate safely. So that is one component of water management, which is the water treatment side. And then in a cooling tower, you're also treating for waterborne pathogens like Legionella. And so then that kind of folds us into the water safety side. And I would say the biggest thing about the water safety side, most people really focus on domestic drinking water here, and it really is coupled with the water treatment of the cooling tower, so it's both. There's more of a human component and element with water safety because folks can get sick from those pathogens, and it can affect their livelihood. So I always go to a hospital initially when I think about water treatment or water management because they have all of the systems that are affected by it, whereas a university may not have everything or a commercial building may not. And then a hospital actually has a very susceptible population. So in a hospital, the important thing to consider on the water safety side is really the population and the water system that is coming in contact with people, which is your drinking water, your showering water. And so we always suggest to proactively look at those and monitor those water systems to ensure that you're providing quality water to your patients, staff, and team members that work in the facility. And then maintaining those systems is going to allow you to basically have a healthy environment for people to come in and out of. And then on the water treatment side, one of the biggest components of that, and the reason it's so important, is just think of any building, and if it's overly hot, overly cold, pick a season, people aren't going to be able to function and perform their job like surgery or any other critical component that takes place in a hospital. The ways that water safety and water treatment affect people, the water safety side is really directly tied to health. And so if you think about it, if your drinking water or your showering water, for example, has waterborne pathogens in it, which is a bacteria, and people ingest that and become sick, it's all about health. So there are ways to keep those systems clean and functioning properly. There are ways to test for that bacteria to make sure if you do have it, then we can come up with strategies on how to fix it. So it really does boil down to human health, and that's why we're so passionate about it. And then on the water treatment side, again, I think that kind of gets taken for granted a little bit, because you walk into a building, you expect it to be comfortable and the temperature's all fine and that. But really, when you think about the water treatment side, steam for humidification, cooling towers for comfort cooling, I always go to the surgical suites in a hospital, which is a very critical area. The temperatures have to be maintained perfectly. The humidity has to be within a certain range. And if those pieces of equipment aren't being treated and functioning properly, you can shut down a surgical suite. And if people need surgery and they can't get it, they've got to get rushed to another facility.